The Biden administration is taking further steps to ease the burden of student loans. The Department of Education has announced yesterday that new changes would result in the immediate debt forgiveness for some 40,000 borrowers. It's part of the administration's effort to address long-standing failures within federal student loan programs. Caitlin Huey-Burns is in Washington this morning with reaction from the Hill. So, Caitlin, what is the reaction that you're getting from lawmakers? And when will the Department of Education be implementing these?
Hey, good morning, Vlad. Well, Democrats have been pushing President Biden to uphold a campaign promise that he made while campaigning for president, which was to alleviate $10,000 in student debt for those who owe money. He hasn't done that yet. He has said that he believes that the best way to go about student loan forgiveness is through fixing programs that are already in place, and he's been pushing Congress to pass the $10,000 in student loan debt. Congress, as we know, has not been able to do that. It's a divided Senate. There is no support among Republicans, and they even have some pushback from some Democrats in the Senate as well. So that's an uphill battle. So for now, what the administration is doing is trying to address this through administrative work. But you're still seeing some pushback from some Democrats. You've seen some prominent Democrats from rank and file all the way up to Chuck Schumer urging the president to take executive action to alleviate student loan debt.
So, Caitlin, on that point, help us understand a little bit sort of the lens through which we should view this. Obviously, midterms are not that far away. How big of a priority is this specific issue for some Democrats?
Yeah, that's a really important way to look at this, because this is a political priority for a lot of Democrats who are looking at kind of a grim future in the midterm elections if they aren't able to show voters who supported them in 2020 what they were able to accomplish. This is a party that is already facing headwinds because we know in midterms the party in power, this tends to be a referendum on the party in power. But also talking to Democrats on Capitol Hill, there has been some concern that if they aren't able to show voters who turned out for them in 2020 what they have been able to accomplish, then there is a fear of depressing turnout. We already see in polling that there's an enthusiasm gap between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans saying they're more eager to vote in the midterms. So this kind of issue could be critical, especially for young voters, because in 2020, young voters turned out in a higher rate than they did in 2016. And in some of those really key battleground states, young voters really helped propel Biden to victory. So this kind of move by the administration is geared towards that. We should also note that the administration extended delaying payments for student loan debts through August 31st. That was set to expire next month. They've extended that through August 31st. But that deadline comes right before Labor Day, right before midterms kick off. So there's a big question about whether they'll further extend it and do more than this kind of administrative procedure that they announced yesterday.
There's a Gallup poll out, Caitlin, that suggests President Biden's approval rating among young Democratic voters has plunged, a demographic which, of course, as we know, was crucial to his performance in some key states during the 2020 presidential election. So how does this translate to the strategy for the Democrats in the midterms?
That's right. And when you look at our own CBS News polling, those 30 and under are disapproving. A majority are disapproving of the president when they're asked about his approval rating. That tracks with his national disapproval rating in our poll. And so this is certainly something that, talking to Democrats, they believe that this could be a way to really galvanize younger voters to turn out in a midterm. It's always difficult to get younger voters to turn out, but especially in a midterm election, because it's not the kind of big pomp and circumstance of a presidential election. It's always harder to turn out younger voters for a midterm. So this is the kind of thing that Democrats have been pushing the Biden administration to do, so that they can come out and campaign on, look what we were able to accomplish. But the Biden administration has said that they want to go through this, what they did yesterday, and also pushing Congress to act. So still a lot of question marks about what they will do moving forward. But you can bet that come September, you'll see a lot of Democrats really pushing the administration for more action.
No doubt. All right, Caitlin Huey-Burns in Washington. Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you.